thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Please give your pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. This time the floor is open for adoption of your agenda.
Almost.
Motion made by Carrie, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Blake. Roll call, Connie?
Okay, it should be open for your voting.
Well, that was fast today.
You're showing up online, yeah.
Showed up right away. Okay, that's it.
I'll reload the page.
Something's wrong with Alan on here.
You did get on?
Well, we voted, it's just our polling now.
Why is that showing up online?
Can you reopen
I voted for you, Alan.
Was that voted
it?
twice?
Last time he was voting twice,
another
now
vote.
he can't vote at all.
So,
No, he was voting twice
okay,
last
so
time.
That was only twice last time.
He was voting for you.
does it say that on the vote?
Did you see that all, Alan?
Shade.
I opened it up, it's just spinning for like the monthly reports and stuff.
There you go. Thank you.
Jeff Welch.
Electronic voting in progress.
I think we're looking for Alan.
Oh.
Which is spinning, he said. He didn't, I don't know, you got a pop up there or not, I don't know what that is.
Okay, I will attempt to move on.
So to speed up the meeting, I'll vote yes, or something else, come back to that.
Try it again. Now are you guys all getting pop-ups?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, try it again.
Move to the next, agenda item, your adoption of consent agenda.
I know, but did you get anything else? Okay. All right, I'll just
spinning
cancel it.
right now.
Okay. Okay,
You're spinning and it'll just come back.
Yeah.
That was on adoption of the agenda, the first.
Yep. We're on the
Okay, we just
consent
got
agenda.
another one, Connie.
yeah, I don't know, let's just move on.
Is this the vote for the consent agenda?
It should be,
Okay.
okay,
You made the motion.
I'll just,
No, we haven't even got to the consent yet.
okay, let's just do the consent agenda. Okay, somebody wanna make a motion for that?
I'll
Okay,
No, second the consent
Okay.
agenda.
Second, Blake, the consent agenda. Roll call, Connie?
okay, we'll just do it this way. Eric,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Alan S.,
Yeah.
Scotty,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Next item is approval of the council payable for So floor is open for a motion.
I declare, oh, sorry, I declare a conflict.
Do you choose to vote?
No.
No? Okay.
I'll move.
Okay, motion made by Terry, is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Scotty. Is there any discussion? Eric?
No.
Ellen?
No, I got my questions answered early.
Scotty?
Yep. Yes.
Terry?
No.
Roll call, you ready, Connie?
Okay, Terry,
Yes.
Scotty,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Eric?
No.
Dave,
Conflict.
oh, sorry, yep, you,
Same.
okay, and Alan,
Yes.
okay.
Yep, no.
Next
Tested
item is
me, huh?
reports, is Turtle Community School Superintendent, Elect Director Dr. Martin.
I have nothing further to report than the that you have in front of you, unless you guys have any questions for me at this time.
Is there any questions for Dr. Martin at this time? Ellen?
No,
Terry? Eric? No. I just had one on that budget that we got on that, gifted students and stuff.
Yes, GT?
Yeah, on GT, yeah, there was nothing, there was just a budget in there.
Yep, we should have added to that, right?
There was no explanation on that.
You couldn't tell.
Which one?
Best in class?
Best in
Best
class.
in class.
I did send on the budget to show what was in there.
The budget was in there, I understand it, but there should be, in the future, there should be understanding of what it is. He just gave us a budget to approve, which was already spent. Yeah, there should be a headline of what it involves. You don't have to load a copy of it,
Yeah.
because to me, we just approve the budget, that's all. Right, just, the board asked last time what it entailed and stuff.
Yep, and then, so I reached out to Earl for a request of a summary. Did you?
So, that's the last item on our agenda today. Are we gonna do it early?
Well, no, I asked the question if he, I asked Dr. Martin that question.
And I, just to clarify for both Alan S. and President Malter, I did reach out to Earl and Dwayne and asked for a summary of that, so when we get to a new business, we can go over that summary, President Malter.
Okay, thank you. Levi.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen of the board, everything regarding hiring, resignations, and reassignment is in the packet. I do have some resignations that need to be acknowledged by the board, and we should do these individually. So I'd like to make a motion to recognize the resignation of Mary DeLorme effective 3/21/25. Recommendation is to approve as presented.
I'll move.
Motion made by Terry, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Scotty. Any discussion?
Was she a teacher that,
She was a teacher in Tiny Turtles.
why so early?
She's going to retire, she had planned to retire, she'd already put in her letter of intent to retire at the end of the year. She's got some health complications and she just asking if we can accommodate her, and we did.
2 months early.
We made the arrangements to make the accommodations, and then we'll bring it to you now.
Very good.
Any other discussion? Roll call, Connie?
Okay, Alan S.,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Scotty,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Just to let you know out there, I know this from the college, there's a big classes and stuff. Our agenda kind of has changed now. We went to training for legendary board members. A lot of we get the information first and we review it and stuff. And that's why you're not gonna see everything read out now. You can go online and look at it. But you can't make comments on it or anything, I mean, like online, just in person or so. Just to let you know that we're not trying to, it shortens up our meeting a little bit, quite a bit. But it's just, I just wanna make sure we're not cutting anybody off on the health centers.
I think one of the biggest things too that we are trying to move away from, like a lot of the stuff that deals with like the school and the finances and that kind of stuff, and we're trying to concentrate more on student outcome goals and the reports from each individual school as well as principal and stuff as to how our students are doing, how their testing's going, how we're gonna get them to the level that we want them at. And that's kind of where we transition towards, just so you guys know that we're just not like skipping through everything.
If you send me email in the future, when we do go through our data with our administrators and stuff, maybe we can get a hold of one of you, if you guys want to sit in on that information too. Okay, sorry about that.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, I motion to recognize Kaylin Rojas as retirement effective 5/23/25. Recommendation is to approve the motion as presented.
I'll move.
Motion made by Terry, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Dave. Any discussion? Not, roll call, Connie?
Okay, Scotty,
Yes.
LNS,
Yeah.
Dave,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Levi?
And ladies and gentlemen of the board, one last one here is retirement of Marlene Schroeder. I move to recognize the retirement of Ms. Schroeder effective July 7th, 2025. Recommendation is to approve the motion as presented.
I'll move.
Motion made by Terry, is there a second? Second. Second by Eric. Any discussion?
Just a quick question, she's gonna retire at the beginning of the school year versus the end of the
July is where she's,
Okay.
because to get her full retirement,
Oh, okay.
her birthday is in July.
Okay, to meet that, okay, thanks Levi.
Roll call, you ready, Connie?
Okay, Dave,
Yep.
LNS,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Scotty,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes.
Unless there's any questions, that's all that I have.
Never had ever, just information is what.
Yep.
Alright, thank you.
Thanks Levi.
Any questions for Levi? Here, move on, Mr. Butler.
I don't have anything further to add, other than the reports, other than, Earl does have that commentary for the best in class. I don't know how you wanted to,
It's in the line item on our new business. There's a budget, and there's another one budget, and then a second budget. It gives more detail of what, it's in there, like there's, money in there for paraprofessionals. In the fringe, the consultants, there's 10,000 for consultants. Early childhood conference, there's 4,250 in there. Supplies, there's 62,517. Transportation costs, there's 76,050. There's, money in there for licenses for the program and admission, and altogether comes up to 240,000.
See, the only reason I question that, Earl, is because, you know, in the future, just don't put a budget there. You know,
Yeah.
It just, we know it's benefiting the kids and all that and stuff, but exactly what it's for. There's no narrative or anything, it just shows us a budget, with no explanation, but the cost of the tutors and all that, that's all I'm asking.
Okay.
In the future.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
I would ask it if you wouldn't ask it. I was going to ask it if you hadn't asked it. I assumed the first one was salaries and fringe, but then it got down to a couple of big ones down at the bottom and didn't know what they would be.
No other questions for Dwayne then?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Mr. Greg LaRock, high school principal.
Ladies and gentlemen of the board, in your packet is my April board report. Do you guys want me to go over it, or do you, how would you like?
I went over it, unless the board has any questions on it, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yep, and in there I included the visits from NCEC in regarding student engagement. And they're seeing improvements, you know, in student engagement from last year. One recommendation they have is to use a little more technology with digital learning in all classrooms. We do have some teachers that are really good at it, you know, and some teachers, they choose not to use the technology, but that's something, you know, moving forward that we're gonna look at incorporating into the classroom, use more technology pieces.
Anything else, Brad?
Oh, that'd be it.
Any questions for Mr. LaRock? I'll move on to Shanna's report this evening. Move down to Mr. Peltier.
Mr. Peltier is traveling for the college. He'll present his in May,
On the 25th, right?
on the 25th.
Yeah, our retreat.
Oh, I apologize, you're correct, on the 25th, I forgot about our retreat. Real quick, I wanna add, and I don't know if we've had this conversation or not, but just to reiterate, we found out from DPI that none of our schools are gonna get their NDA plus scores until around September. So the results that, we were gonna have everybody come with you with the summative scores, we're not gonna be able to do that till next year. And that's just because it's a new assessment, and I've reiterated multiple times, anytime the state does something new, there's about 3 years where they work out the kinks, and this is part of the process. The only good news I did hear on that front is that the contract for NDA plus was extended to 10 years. Generally, they only sign 5-year contracts, so at the end of 5 years, you never know if you're gonna get the same assessment. They might contract a different one, they might redo it completely. We'll be locked in with NDA plus for 10 years. So we know for the next 10 years, that's what we're gonna be going through, so it kinda helps us to endure this process in the beginning.
Is that for the whole state or?
That's the whole state, that's the whole state. Now, they do not have any update on Navi, I was told they were gonna work out, that's what they're gonna try to work out this summer, is the integration of Navi, which is basically another part of NDA Plus's testing system to help us do assessments as much as teachers want and administration wants. It's a really valuable tool, they haven't been able to integrate it over Infinite Campus yet.
And the one thing I'll add to that, and Brad didn't add, but they're gonna be applying for a grant to bring in a platform called Canvas, which is what the students are using now at the college, which will integrate our high school into what most colleges and universities are already using, as far as a platform that is synchronous or asynchronous. That's another great thing we got going for us, and hopefully we get the money and we don't have to pay for that platform.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Angelique's not here, right? Okay, moving on to old business. Item 1 is approve the minutes from February 1st, 25. This time floor is open for a motion. Motion made by Gary, second by Eric. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Not, roll call. Are you ready, Connie?
Okay, Eric,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Alan S.,
Yes.
Scotty,
I wasn't here.
yes or no? No? Okay, Terry,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, approval of minutes for March 21st to 25. Motion made by Eric.
I'll second.
Second by Mike.
I'll jump.
That was bad.
Is there any discussion on the minutes?
2 movers and 1 shaker.
Not roll call. You ready, Connie?
Okay, Terry,
Yes.
Scotty,
Yes.
Alan S.,
Yeah.
Dave,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Next item is approval of minutes for March 11th, 25.
Almost.
Motion made by Terry, is there a second? Second by Eric. Any discussion? Not roll call, when you're ready, Connie?
Okay, Eric,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Alan S.,
Yes.
Scotty,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. New business, one item is approval of the 24-25 best in class budget. Ms. Putro, or who's gonna take that?
Earl.
Good afternoon, school board, and board president. Before you is the budget for the best in class for $240,000. As I stated before, the line items in here were for the paraprofessional salary and fringe, the consultant for $10,000, early childhood conference for $4,250, supplies for $62,517, transportation costs of $76,050. Then the rest is like license and registration. Total budgets to be approved is $240,000 as presented.
Almost.
Second.
Okay, is a motion on the floor. Terry, is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Second by Blake, or Eric. So raise your hands there.
Yeah.
Is there any discussion?
I just have one question. Is this late getting to us? Because I see we spent $70,000 as of February 28th.
It is, I was, took a while to put together the actual budget and have the state would agree with it, so that's why it's late. Usually it would have been sooner, but it came in late.
Anything else, Ellen?
No, I just, in my mind, wondering what would have happened if we'd have said no to this budget.
I'd pay back to 70. Blake, you have anything?
No.
Eric?
No.
Scotty? No. Terry? Okay, roll call, Connie?
Okay, Scotty,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Alan S,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
and Alan.
Yes. And that concludes our meeting. I'm gonna ask, you guys have any questions for the board or anything? Okay, this time I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Motion made by Blake, second by Terry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at